Hi, my name is Mackenzie. I've been working on and off for the past year as a background slash stand-in artist in New Mexico. If you have ever wondered about background acting or getting in the crew for a big production, working as a local hire, that kind of thing, this video is for you. I'm going to go over 3 main topics and I'm going to be focusing on background for today. So the main 3 things I'll be talking about are actually booking the background or extra role, what to expect when you get on set, what you'll be doing, and how to prepare. So those are the 3 topics I'll talk about today, and then in another video I'll be talking about, how exactly to contact casting companies, casting directors. If you want to take acting classes, I'll let you know some good ones in New Mexico. Also signing with an agent and possibly getting a speaking role in the future if you do want to look at acting as a career. Joining SAG and all of that. So once I get those uploaded, I'll link them in the description. But for now, we are focusing on being a background actor. So let's get into it. So background acting is a really good way to make a little extra money if you are in school. I know several people who actually do it full time. It is really hard work, so I don't know that I would be able to do it, but let's start talking about booking the role. So like we talked about before, you'll start by applying for the role, and you'll see casting companies send out casting calls for all kinds of things. You want to focus on the ones that are posting background or extras. There's also a difference in just regular background and then heavily featured background. I've seen them used interchangeably by different casting companies, and the truth is you don't really know what you'll be used for until you get there. Sometimes you're not used at all. So just make sure it's a production you want to work on, you're interested in, or maybe you just want to work for the day. So you want to start by applying for the role. Usually these are done through Facebook or mainly on email. So you'll just send in an email, and once you see the posting online, it'll ask for everything that they want from you. Usually it's a couple photos. Headshots are good, but you don't have to have a headshot when you're background or extras. I actually think personally headshots are probably worse than just a normal selfie photo when it is extra and background, because they want to see you in your normal self and what you would add to a scene. So I would suggest just having a few current selfies on your phone at all times, normal, whatever, no makeup, whatever you normally look like. If you want to send in one with no makeup and then one done up, just so they know, that's totally fine. But I usually say it definitely depends more on the person and not so much the photo. Anywho, they'll ask for that. They might ask for your availability in case dates are up in the air. Just make sure you give them all your contact info. And if you're working in New Mexico, they want you to be a local hire. Now, what this means is that you live in the state of New Mexico. And it's really important that you have proof that you live here. So, a New Mexico state license. Something of that nature. Because productions, when they come here, they get a huge tax credit to them for hiring a certain amount of New Mexico local hires. So they get money back on taxes or don't have to pay in as much because they hire locally, which is really great, for the state of New Mexico just in general. So the background rules are a little bit different here than anywhere else. So I'm just sticking to what I know and what I'm used to, and this is all from my experience, of course. So once you get booked, you have emailed with the casting, they confirmed you're available, confirmed you will be working that certain date. Usually you don't get the call time until the day before. So if you've said you're available, make sure you're available, and just make sure you're watching your phone to see when that call time comes through, because if you're working on a night shoot or a show that finishes kind of late, you might not know your call time till pretty late in the evening because they don't know. So it's not unusual to get a really early call time late the night before. Moving on to what to expect. So once you've booked this, you get your call time, you're confirmed. It's important for you to know exactly where you'll be parking and where base camp is. Base camp parking could be a different place than base camp location. So base camp is where costumes and check-in and background makeup and hair. So it's important you know where exactly base camp is and where you'll be parking. The casting director that you've been emailing with, lots of times will send you a link to a website that they specifically made for this production, and it'll have your name, call time. Call time is the time you're supposed to be there and be present at hair and makeup or whatever. So make sure you know the location, where you're going, how far it is. Give yourself ample time. If you have time, drive by there the day before. Make sure you know where you're parking. And like I said, your call time is when you're supposed to be there, but I try to show up about 15 minutes prior just in case anything goes wrong. I'm really comfortable. I know who I'm reporting to, because a lot of times they don't tell you till you get there. You just kind of have to follow the signs. So you get there a little bit early. It makes a big difference. Gives you a little bit of time to buffer. Another thing to expect is that 6 hours after the crew call time, which may be later than your call time, is when to expect lunch. If that feels like a long time after you've been there, make sure you pack snacks. They should have snacks there for you, but sometimes they run low. Sometimes it's a ton of background people and not enough food. Sometimes, you know, you don't like what they have. I always try and pack like a protein bar, like an apple or something, just in case. And it makes a big difference, of course. Another thing I try and take is my own personal like fold out lawn chair. I have one with my name on it, and that's really, really nice because a lot of times they either don't have chairs for you or they'll stick you on the most uncomfortable chair in the world and you're sitting on it for 12 hours. So if you have a fold out chair, I would take it. And if not, then if you want to do this full time, I would definitely invest in a comfortable one. That brings me to my next thing. Definitely expect to be there for 12 hours. Sometimes you get lucky and you get out early, but most film days are 12 hours long, and by expecting to be there that long, you won't have plans or something you're missing that you're not able to get to. So definitely expect to be there for 12 hours. Also, out of the 12 hours, they might only use you for like 30 minutes. So expect to be sitting around the whole time, which is honestly one of my favorite parts because I like to think of it as a productive time. I always take something to work on. If you're in school, you can take homework, laptop, iPad, books. I always take my crochet or my watercolors or something I can work on. I like sell crochet stuff on the side, so it's making money while I'm making money is how I think about it. Instead of just thinking like, oh, I sat around all day, like when I could have been doing something else. It helps make that time productive. So definitely do that. Another thing while you're sitting around all day is make friends. Introduce yourself to people. See if there's anyone you know. Once you start working on several sets, you'll start recognizing people everywhere you go. And it's fun. You meet really, really interesting people. You make connections, especially if you want to do acting long time. It's so important, those connections you make. So play games, have fun. But when they say they're rolling or rehearsing, make sure you're silent and be quiet. So learn the art of whispering. So I guess that wraps up pretty much what to expect. A long day of 12 hours, one meal about halfway through the day, snacks provided, of course. If you need anything specifically, you can always ask. There's a medic on set as well. There has to be one or two. If you ever have an emergency, make sure you know who your specific PA is, which stands for production assistant. Usually there's one designated to the background, and you can go to them with anything you need, which is really, really great. Okay, let's talk about prep. So what to do to get ready to go in. You've booked it, you're excited, you know what it entails. I mean, you don't always know exactly what you'll be doing, but they'll let you know when you get there, which is really great. I mean, the casting directors put in the description as much as they can, but they only have so much to go off of, so you don't really know, what you'll be doing. Nothing crazy. Usually it's standing around pantomiming, not talking, that kind of thing. To prep, I like to, I have a suitcase. It's like a mini carry-on suitcase that I usually take to all of my background or extra gigs. A lot of times they'll have a fitting with you beforehand, and you get paid for that as well. Make sure you do. But if they do not, and they're just telling you a range of different clothes to bring, make sure you take ample options, because the last thing you want is them not liking any of your outfits and then them running around crazy trying to find you something, it not fitting. It just causes issues. So I like to take a little rolling suitcase so I can roll it up. Even if I throw it in my car after, that's really, really nice. Another thing, okay, say you do have a fitting before, so you know exactly what you're going to be wearing and it'll be there ready for you. Just make sure you dress for all the different weather that's going on. We're in Albuquerque spring right now, so the wind is insane. It's sunny, it's cold, it's snowing, sleeting, whatever. I always, usually my go-to is like a tank top and leggings, and then I also have a pair of shorts, a pair of jeans, couple different closed-toed shoes, and layers. So a jacket to throw on, something that zips up and down. Anything like that is good. And you don't have to necessarily carry it in with you if you know you'll be working indoors. I'll keep it in my car, and then when we go on a break or something, I'll run out to the car if I need it. Say you're indoors but they have the AC cranked up and you're freezing. I've even brought blankets to set just to make sure you're comfortable in the winter, that kind of thing. You can never be over prepared, in my opinion. You want to, be able to face the snow, heat, everything all in one day. So that's really good. If you think that you will be working outdoors and say it's the middle of summer, an umbrella is really good because they oftentimes do not provide you one. Any kind of light clothing like this that can cover your skin and protect you from sunburn is really, really great. I actually just got this t-shirt for that specifically because it's super light and airy and I won't overheat. Another thing is like a personal handheld fan. I just got one of those too. Sunscreen they provide, but just always remember to put it on. Once again, that comes back to those layers. If they have you in a specific outfit, there's not too much you can do about it, but making sure you have on the right undergarments, nude colored, skin colored. If you're male, maybe white or black, whatever underwear options you need. And then hair and makeup. So hair needs to be washed, cleaned, wherever you would do on a normal day right before you style it. So I usually shower that morning, wash my hair, wash everything, and dry my hair, and then I'll put on moisturizer and a little primer, maybe even like a base makeup just to help makeup out. But sometimes they'll take it off, so it's really up to you and what you feel comfortable doing. They'll always have, if you're on camera, they'll always have hair and makeup there to get you ready and fix you up. I think that actually wraps up everything that I can think of right now. So if I hope that this has helped. I felt like there weren't that many resources like this specifically when I first started doing it, so I kind of winged it. If I think of anything else to add to it, I will. If you have questions, please let me know. Comment on this video. Let me know if you thought it was helpful at all, and if not, that's okay too. I just want to help people who were like me and moved here a year ago, didn't know what was going on, got booked for a thing, and it was like everyone had been doing it their whole life, and I was just like kind of thrown into it and made lots of mistakes. So I am happy to share any kind of knowledge I can with anyone else, and I really hope this helps. So let me know what you think in the comments, and if you're interested in continuing to act, getting an agent, learning exactly what casting companies to follow and interact with, which ones are reputable and honest and you can trust, I'm gonna make a video on all of that. Also, if you're interested in standing in, which is one of my favorite things, I'm gonna make a video that tells you a little bit more about how to book those jobs and what to expect. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and yeah, stay safe, New Mexico.